Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm Cheesy and I don't have an intro, yada yada, you get the gist. What you're about to watch was a test episode we did for a potential series that I wanted to start doing on the channel for the Cheeze Tea Podcast. Yes, that joke from that one episode forever ago is real now. We did a test episode, just sort of like a chemistry vibe thing to see if like the format worked and if it would be fun to do, and we had a blast. So I decided I would upload this first inaugural episode of the Cheeze Tea Podcast on the YouTube channel for free. In the future, if we decide to do more episodes, they will be tied to our Patreon. So you can go check out our Patreon over here. Currently, there's only a $1 a month tier, and if we get 60 people to subscribe to the $1 a month tier, then we will unlock a $5 a month tier that will allow us to do the podcast more consistently. So if you guys want to see more episodes of the Cheeze Tea Podcast, if you want to have access to exclusive behind the scenes and our Discord server and all that stuff, then I highly recommend you sign up for the Patreon. No pressure. Again, the economy's terrible, but just know that we love doing this and we're going to do stuff no matter what. But just to give you sort of an idea of the kind of extra content you could look forward to that I would be able to produce if we had more subscribers on the Patreon, here is the first ever episode of the Cheeze Tea Podcast, and I hope you enjoy it. Hello! I'm Max, the creator of Cheesy and Pals. I don't have an intro, and this is the Cheeze Tea Podcast. I told you it was a thing. Now it's real. I've made it real, for I am God, and my works are many and mysterious. Today, joining me, I have two of my collaborators and bestest friends in the whole wide world. I'm very excited. Hello. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with my right-hand guy and the only other person who pays rent on the show when he's not putting it up his nose. Take it away, Ahmad.
What a interesting intro. Hi everybody, my name is Ahmad Butler. I play the voice of Stoogie. I've known Max for going on 4 years now, I want to say.
Yeah, about 4.
He kidnapped me from another Discord server. He doesn't feed me. Please, someone send help. This is
okay. And who's down there? Who's down there? Who's this other person? Who's the other person that's in this call today?
Wow, beautiful. Hi everybody, I'm Hoseki. I voice Phone Girl, and I don't have an intro.
Yay! None of us have an intro. That's what we all have in common. None of us have an intro, except you do.
Sorry.
You do have intro noises. That's right. We've got Stoogie.
Sup, fucker?
And we've got Phone Girl. Here on the podcast, going full.
I consent to this.
On the Cheeze
That's not
Tea,
me.
on the
That's not me.
on the Cheeze Tea Podcast, where our motto is podcast, more like pod can't.
I thought that said poo can't.
It's hard to make a D and an O look different in bubble letters. It's not. The capital D and the capital O look super similar, and when the edges are round.
You just kind of make one side flat, and I assume it would just be.
Forget it! I worked so hard! Okay, guys.
Not even 2 minutes. Amazing.
This is great. I'm so excited. So let's have a little discussion. We'll just start this by just like doing sort of like a freeform convo thing, and then we do have some actual segments to get into. But for starters, let's just talk about Cheesy and Pals. Let's talk about your creative journeys. Let's talk about frickin' why you let me do this to you. And we'll just sort of open it up. I'll start with you, Ahmad. What journey, what horrible circumstances led you to my door? What's brought you here?
Outside of the lead up to the journey, me personally, just as a aspiring voice actor, I come from a very mixed family background. My mother, I am Creole, Mexican, and Choctaw Native American or Indigenous, whichever label you prefer. So I came from family members out from Louisiana and from Mexico. So I grew up being exposed to a myriad of different accents growing up. So just to talk to my regular family members, there's a different like twinge I would get to, like subconsciously manipulating my voice. So doing that with that mixed background kind of gave me that predilection to be able to do like accent work and do different types of things. And being a mixed race myself, one of the most important things to me is representation in all forms of media that I'm a part of. So I think that's one of the things that I personally like to champion is giving respectful depictions of different types of dialects and things like that. I've been going about this path seriously probably for the last 3 years, doing some non-credited work in preparation for my eventual SAG card and things like that. But Cheezy broached to me about this podcast. We've been playing D&D together for years before this, and I was, first and foremost, incredibly honored that he would even like ask me to come and be a part of this journey, and it's been an absolute blast. Just kind of watching episode by episode, me getting more comfortable with the character and really giving myself more grace to not be polished coming out of the gate, and just approaching everything with more humility of how I can improve myself or how I can do better for the next opportunity that arises.
Yeah, if there's one thing you can't accuse Cheesy and Pals of being, it's polished. So I'm 100% with you on that one.
Yeah, the Cheesy voice, the Stoogie voice itself has taken so much of an evolution as I started, because I only really started to grasp the aspect of doing lower registry work as we were doing Cheesy and Pals. So being a character that's much more deeper than I naturally talk helped me a lot more be able to relax my vocal cords and be able to push forward from that as far as like how to manipulate my voice and what type of breath control and things like that.
And it's
I also have
really
a bit of a background in music as well, which also helped me out with the different cadences of voices.
and it's really clear too, just like watching like back some of the old episodes, like seeing your voice like drop registers as we've just gone from like episode to episode, as you've just really zeroed in on a vibe you want for Stoogie, and I like it a lot. It's fun to just sort of go back and watch the pilot, the first episode we did back in 2022, and then watch the frickin' the new episodes now and just see the difference.
Yeah, I think when I pitched what I wanted Stoogie to sound like to you, I think I said it was like a big influence for that was very much like Ving Rhames from Baby Boy. Like the whole Guns and Butter speech he has with Tyrese was a voice and like inflection I really wanted to bring like Stoogie to give him an amount of gravitas.
Yeah, and it definitely comes across for sure. So, and that was really interesting hearing about your like background and how it fed into your voice acting. I feel like that's what other like stuff and projects have you been involved in since and preceding Cheesy and Pals?
Preceding Cheesy and Pals, mostly I've been working with a couple of actual plays. I'm actually currently on an actual play that records every Wednesday and post usually every Thursday. It's private right now as we're trying to create a bigger buffer of everything, but shout out to Weird Smith Adventures. We've been going on for about 3 years now. We even have like a merch site and everything like that. You can get hoodies, you can get posters, you can get like mouse pads and everything like that. I've been incredibly blessed to be a part of that journey for the last 3 years, and it's given me a lot of great real material of me laughing, me crying, me having like those grandiose moments. And I think I find D&D more than anything, more than cathartic. It's basically, it's being an actor, but you have full control of the script of the character that you play, and I love that level of freedom. I also take the aspect of scripting and motivations and inflections as a nice challenge when it comes to that, but I think D&D is kind of that thing for me where I can just have the freedom to just get really raw and let it be unpretty and just kind of work through personal issues that I have as those various characters. So it's very cathartic.
Yeah, it was D&D that made me like literally that Discord that you mentioned at the start that I stole you from. Honestly,
Let's not give them. Yeah, let's not expose the name. Let's
no,
not give them the credit.
no. But I was about to say that you attacking me about the way I draw a letter D in bubble font made me completely forget if we did that this take or if it was a previous take that you mentioned that. But yeah, no, that we were in a Discord D&D group together, and I was a player, and I was like, I found a couple of people in that group, and it's actually the reason I met. Or Hoseki, we'll bleep that. The reason why I met Hoseki as well, and I dragged those two people over, and I was like, hey, listen, this game probably isn't gonna last very long. Do you want to be in a like multi-year long-form campaign that I've been running since we had a couple people leave? And you guys have been in my D&D group for the past since the pandemic now, which is incredible. So yeah. Hoseki, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey in voice acting and creating, and also VTubering, because I believe that's where your Hoseki name comes from. So why don't you give us like a breakdown of all of that?
All right. Well, a lot like Ahmad, I here also have been in a very large Hispanic household with a lot of very successful women and men that have done their part in acting, as well as singing and being musicians and all kinds of other stuff.
Did you say that one of your, I don't mean to interrupt, but did you say one of your like aunts or relatives was in a like famous soap opera or a film? Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, my tia, her name is Lupe. She is the actress who, her name, Lupe Antiveros is her name. She is the actress who kills Selena. She's in the movie Selena. She's in The Goonies. She plays the nanny in The Goonies.
Wow, that's crazy.
She also is in Candyland, in one of the Candyland movies.
Oh!
She was in Beverly Hills Chihuahua. She worked with a lot of George Lopez shows and comedy type stuff. Unfortunately, she did pass away a long time ago.
Oh.
And it's, it's been hard on the family, but we've got a lot of talent in general. My dad, he used to be a singer, make his own music, and was really good at that for a while. I have uncles and aunts that do the same thing essentially, but more inspiring to their cultures. My mom is a beautiful singer. She's never done anything or made a career out of doing anything, but she's talented in the sense that growing up, I had always been a part of doing voice acting, like just silly voices and stuff with her in general, and we would sing a lot of Disney songs together, so a lot of the time it was just implemented in the house, singing and doing silly voices, and it was a really fun time. I knew I wanted to be a voice actor when I was 12 years old, and I got into anime at a really young age, so that kind of defined me.
Yeah, it sounds like it was kind of a foregone conclusion considering your environment.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. A lot of that was really my uncle's influence, and my real name was also based on a Mortal Kombat character. So if that doesn't kind of tell you that my family is ran by a bunch of nerds and people that are like super talented, my uncle was also the reason I got into D&D to begin with, and then joining into doing D&D with you guys was a whole new experience for myself, and it was probably one of the funnest experiences, and it's something that I hope to maybe do again at some point when I'm not so caught up in all of these other hobbies that I've chosen to pick up. Yeah, I'm doing VTubing and stuff now, and my voice acting career, I want to say I started taking it seriously when around 2018. And I really started to put myself out there, and I started taking classes for it. I started doing a lot more song covers. I started to pick up learning how to mix and doing just all kinds of stuff. When you have, I call it ADHD-tism, since that's the best way I can describe
Amazing.
Yeah.
how much how much I tend to pick up new hobbies. Not because I get bored, not because I get tired of doing any of the things that I do. I love doing all of the things that I do. But I think I challenge myself a lot by teaching myself how to learn a different skill set that maybe I can implement somehow in the future that can also maybe benefit me. And so I've picked up a lot of voice acting. I've picked up tattooing. I do digital art. The VTubing thing is still a work in progress right now, but it is part of the process. I've been working with a lot of people in their video games, and I started voice acting a lot more in video games this year and last year. I voiced Alex in a Half-Life mod for it's called Raising the Bar Redux. And they make a really good continuation of Half-Life. I voice act in a couple risque things, but they are very horror made. And I'm doing another one that's like a flash game horror as well that is not to be named yet because it is also still a work in progress. But still, you know, these are big steps that I've taken just in the last year alone in being able to do these projects, and there are more that I plan to participate in, and some that I'm also currently working on that I just can't talk about right now. But it's been really fun, and it's also really nice because I'm actually like, I love horror related stuff. Like I to be able to voice in horror related games feels like awesome to me. I've done a lot of abridges and a lot of stuff for, you know, YouTube channels in regarding anime stuff. And I think Phone Girl was very interesting for me because when I first started out doing Phone Girl's voice, we kind of started to go with like this Dora the Explorer-esque, like backpack, like personality that I was going for initially.
Well, if you're looking for inspiration, you could try going outside.
And then I just remember, you know, over time, it kind of started to transition into how I am, kind of. and and kind of like in some aspects, my friendship with you. So I kind of see Phone Girl as just me in in an Eldritch format.
Sure. Which segues nicely into my next question that I was gonna ask to sort of kick off discussion, which was just like, what about Phone Girl for Hozeki and Stoogie for Ahmad really has, like, obviously I offered these characters to you guys specifically because I heard you guys in D&D and I was like, oh, these people would just be perfect for these characters. But like, how have you in portraying these characters, what is stuff that you like about doing it? What's stuff that's like spoken to you and your like experience in your life, and just like how have you tried to bring stuff to these characters that maybe I didn't think of, and what are some elements of playing these characters that like stand out moments that you really enjoy? And since you were just talking about Phone Girl, we'll just start with you, Hozeki. Like, what is it about Phone Girl that you like to do, and like what are some things that have like stood out to you on the journey of playing her?
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, definitely. Like I said, you know, we went through this shift from this like Dora the Explorer-esque to essentially me embodying this character and kind of resonating with the I don't give a fuck aspect of things, and I will do what I want regardless. I think,
which is kind of perfect because she got she was really nice, and then I trapped her in a forest for a year.
Yeah,
so
you kind of Cheesy does tend to abuse this poor phone a lot. And
He
put her in
abuses it. He
situations.
abuses everybody
And it's mutual.
incidentally. Like
but
he,
it's also mutual. Like if she wasn't contained, she'd be a threat as an SCP. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, she'd be a Keter level threat for sure.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's so fun writing in, like, the fact that she's basically the ultimate yandere for Cheesy. Like, she is obsessed with this random, frail mortal. And, like, if she wasn't in a tiny receptacle, she would probably burn down the entire frickin' universe just to...
She would crash out.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, she would.
Which is great.
She's alluded to killing God.
Yeah,
exactly. I think she's a girl boss. I think she's the femme fatale that we all need in life.
For sure.
I think I also just kind of identify with her creepiness. I guess the eldritch part of her that just makes her so off-putting, and the fact that she just kind of doesn't really care. She doesn't care about what she says. She doesn't like, she cares, but I think it's just like you put it, like it's this weird like yandere-esque thing / tsundere vibe where she just really just tries really hard to show that she doesn't care, but in actuality she kind of cares.
Yeah, I love I love that. I was just gonna say that one of the things that has been fun was in the episode when Cheesy met Stoogie's birthday episode. We get to like really delve into like Stoogie's backstory, where he comes from, like what the circumstances were around meeting Cheesy, and sort of like the happenstance that led them to be roommates. And we get to see Dixie, who's played by Sushi, a phenomenal talent and influencer and friend of mine. We got to see their like introduction to this world happen like live. Like she wasn't just like a fixture right out the gate. She like appeared in the latter episodes as like a one night stand turned roommate with Stoogie. And I love that we have not and likely will not explain how Phone Girl came into Cheesy's life. She was just there, and she has always been there, and there's never an explanation as to how this if you had to come up with an explanation, Hoseki, what would be the explanation? Because I have one in my head, but I want to hear what you think was like the moment that she appeared in Cheesy's life.
Either at a dumpster site or an antique shop. One of the two. It has to be a haunted antique shop.
And Needful Things style, like the devil's just like, yes, you will have a companion for life. But he goes, I'll take it, and just like runs out with the phone. See, I always pictured, what I have in my head is that one day Cheesy called a sex line. Not because he's a sexual being, but because he was curious about, like, oh, call for fun. Interesting. I wonder what kind of fun. And he calls it, and Phone Girl's on the other end, and he's, like, immediately weirded out by it, and he goes, I'm done with this, and hangs up. And that's just, he let the curse into his life. Like, it's when they're all in the basement in Cabin in the Woods, and they're, like, going through the different objects, and they're, like, going for the conch or something. He just happened to call a demonic sex line, and now it's just, like, attached to him forever. Like, he can't escape it.
I do like to think that, that immediate rejection is what caused the obsession for Hoseki, because after being worshipped for Phone Girl, excuse me.
Yes.
After being worshipped for centuries, the immediate rejection is just like, who the fuck is this guy to reject me?
Yeah.
Who is this
You know,
guy?
that's exactly her mindset. That's
Yeah.
how I've always viewed her mindset, is she's a little bit, she's quite a narcissist in that sense. Like, she does not understand, she's everybody's type in her head. Like, she does not understand how she could possibly ever be rejected by anybody. And that is why she does need a little bit of an awakening, but that's okay.
She is
She'll have her time.
She is Halle Berry's cameo in How I Met Your Mother. Like, totally has it over on Barney up until the moment where Barney says no to her, and then she loses her mind. Like, that is Phone Girl's whole vibe. I love that. Well,
100%. Also, I have to say this before it leaves my mind. Boss Dritch, girl boss. There we go.
Boss Dritch girl. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
I love that.
Oh wait, actually, I do have something for Good job. Love it.
There we go. Good bit, streamer.
Good bit. Pogs in the chat. So Ahmad, talking about Stoogie. I feel like we've mentioned this before, but the genesis of Stoogie was me trying to pull depth out of a stereotype. Like, it was me trying to, like, be like, okay, so the idea of, like, this obviously racist caricature that exists in the zeitgeist of like, American culture is wrong and bad. But what depth can we pull from it? Like, so that the joke isn't, haha, this is the stereotype. The joke is instead, well, okay, but why is that the case? Like, where does this misconception come from, and how can we make it more meaningful, and how can we, like, derive meaning and, like, beauty and art from it? So Stoogie is, we'll call a spade. Stoogie is a monkey who is a drug addict who lives rent-free in Cheezy's house. But I basically, through writing the character, have been trying to slowly delve into the reasons. Okay, but it's more than that, and here's how. You had to put an immense amount of trust in me to be like, yes, my white friend who I met over D&D is, like, creating this, like, stereotypical, like, caricature, but he's gonna do something with that. He's gonna, like, dredge, like, meaning and, like, more, like, intentionality out of it, and that's obviously not the punchline of the joke. How did you, like, come to terms with that is not the right turn of phrase. How did you, like, invest yourself in that? Where did you, like, find your own meaning in the character? And, like, describe ways that you've, like, contributed, because you very much have contributed to, like, how I've written the character. And, like, we've had multiple conversations behind closed doors about how to play this character and about how they should behave and act and, like, the ways that their, like, arcs should develop. Go into detail with us about, like, how we took Stoogie from, like, a racial stereotype to this, like, deep, complicated, fractured person. Like, an actual person.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing, and one of the things that gave me a lot of trust and things I could see behind the subtext of seeing the script that most people wouldn't, is that despite being a stereotype and despite being, like, a drug addict and things like that, Stoogie has constantly always had an air of intelligence, both in his dialogue and his speaking. And
yes.
I think that level of seeing that intelligence made me really realize that, like, the depth of how this could be a commentary of how just people of color in general do get typecast in Hollywood, and Stoogie represents a person that was a Hollywood hopeful, end up, you know, cascading gradually as we go through the episode through the Hollywood ringer and the blender, so to speak. And I felt like that aspect of being broken and dreams being deferred and everything like that definitely helped develop the character. I always had trust that we would always work through it, and if there's ever anything I was never comfortable with, that we could always talk about it. It was always very much a very safe, creative environment. So that's where a lot of the trust came in on my end.
I appreciate that.
I see, of course, I see Stoogie being very much like a character like Bender in Futurama. There is a character that on the surface says, bite my shiny metal ass, meatbag, and all this type of stuff. But as you start to develop more and get to see Bender as a character, you realize how complex and multifaceted he is. I feel like that's who Stoogie is as a character himself.
That's such a
Stoogie
good
in a lot
comparison.
of sense. Yes, that is how I take a lot of the things that I do with him. Is that, like, it's very much like Bender from Futurama, where it's like, oh, I make these scathing and insulting remarks to basically disarm you to think I don't care, but the things I care deeply about, I am broken and upset about it. People don't like it, like Bender cooking, even though he was terrible at it, and things like that. Stoogie trying to open up to Dixie, and that ultimately failing. spoilers. I'm assuming if you're listening to this or ever get a chance to listen to this, you've gotten at least into a season of our show, so that's not a surprise. But I wanted to give Stoogie a sense of intelligence, and I believe that Stoogie, as a unique character, represents both sides of modern arguments. And I'm going to expound on that a little bit more. The initial surface level of Stoogie represents the immature aspect of modern arguments, where it's like you're heaving insults for anybody that you disagree with, or anyone that you feel like their argument is weaker. You default to insulting their character, who they are as a person, or their intelligence, or their value as a person. Whereas the other side of Stoogie is a person that also, in the same time and simultaneously, gives his concise, like, opinions and things like that. It's like he's very much the intelligent detractor of a lot of, like, some of Cheezy's baseless comments, and then gives opposition, but also expounds on why that particular type of argument doesn't hold weight from his viewpoint. So I think having Stoogie kind of walk that tightrope of both aspects of the modern, like, debater, air quotes, I think it's a very fun challenge to walk that and go from that. And I think Stoogie is absolutely a cautionary tale, where there should be a level of, like, self-defense you have for yourself when it comes to, you know, your aspect of an artist, and having that solidarity and faith in who you are as an artist. Because if you don't know who you are before you go into this industry, everyone will tell you, and they will never let you redefine that unless you work your entire life to undo that.
Yes, 100%. And I love what you said about, like, the intelligence, even from, like, his first appearance, where he is telling Cheesy that he is a bumbling ADHD idiot, and that he should just zero in and focus on something he likes to do instead of trying to appeal them at, like, a lesson that Cheesy takes 2 seasons to learn with the end of the Christmas special musical we did. Like, Stoogie says it from the pilot episode. He's like, dude, why are you trying to do everything? Why don't you just find the thing you enjoy doing and the audience will come? And, like, Cheesy chokes him out and kills him, and then learns that lesson 2 seasons later. So yes, Stoogie is always the smart one. He's never the butt of the joke, in the sense that he's never the village idiot. It's always Cheesy, or Dixie, or roommate, or even some occasionally phone girl that are the dumb ones, and Ahmad is, like, always more or less the straight guy. He's the straight man of the group, which is funny, because the show is about a straight man archetype, Cheesy, who's, like, the real-life, live-action person in, like, a colorful, like, cartoon world, like a Sesame Street or a Blue's Clues. Like, he is...
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Or Pee-wee's... Right, he is the straight man who is, like, surrounded by the wondrous and the ephemeral and the, like, exaggerated, and he's, like, trying to buckle down and make it up for the kids and, like, keep us on track. And yet Cheesy is the one who always has terrible takes. He's the one who misunderstands and does improper research. He's the one who is constantly, like, misunderstanding elements of, like, pop culture and why people enjoy it. And then Stoogie is always the one who's grounding him. It's the cartoon character that is the weird, like, caricature, that is the one who is grounding everything and making it all make sense and pointing out really obvious things that Cheesy should get and doesn't. And that is a very important part of the character, and something that I think you're right does, like, allow it to walk that line and do so, like, safely. And we're never making fun of Stoogie. We're always on Stoogie's side, because he's the one who makes the most sense out of all of these idiots. Like,
yes, 1,000%. And if I ever thought for an instant that, like, this was going to be a vehicle to, like, make a lesser or make a statement that I was never going to jive with, I never would have been here. So ahead of anything else anybody says or any depictions, or if people don't read the subtext or look deeper into the character, everything that I say and everything that I do as Stoogie, I have 100% signed on, and Max would not allow me to do so beforehand.
Yeah, 100%. Hoseki, you had something to comment on, and also we have a surprise guest introducing the musical maestro, the man who would be a pterodactyl. It's our friend and yours, Eli. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Wait a minute, I have a
I went in the wrong room.
I have a button.
My bad.
Yeah. Oh, and now he's gone. Well, he said one thing and left. If that isn't indicative of his tenure on the show, I don't know what is. And he's back! Hey! Do it again. Welcome back. Oh, I pressed the button twice. Whoops. We're doing...
Which way's the bathroom?
Not here. Don't pee in here. Please. Don't do that.
You sure?
You're taking your pants off. You need to get out. You need to go.
Okay, are they paying extra for this?
We're filming a podcast in here, all right?
I'm not uncomfortable with nudity, but like my agent should have at least like warned me beforehand that we were going to get to this point.
There are waivers for this, Eli. There are waivers.
So I shouldn't put my pants back on.
You should. You should put your.
Oh,
Yes, they never should have been off in the first.
They're going on.
Okay, thank you. Don't
This
pee
is
in
a
here.
podcast, so you can't see me, right? Or is this like a distractible thing where only your camera's on, I guess?
Ideally, it was going to be a distractible thing, but this is also a test, so it's fine. Hi.
Pants can come off, is what you're saying.
Not ideally, no. Just the knowledge that they're off is enough to.
I'm going to take his pants off.
You can't stop me, Cheesy.
Okay, cool.
I'm taking your channel and your pants.
Oh no, it's evil Cheesy, the family friendly version.
Oh,
I
no,
have in a
it's
closet
sleazy.
over there. It's sleazy.
No, it's sleazy and pals.
It's sleazy McSneezy. Oh no.
Sleazy and Sluts, the Pornhub exclusive.
I didn't sign up for this. I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Hey,
Shit.
you know what? If I need to do
hell.
something for, if you want me to do something for the Patreon, we could add a $5.
No, get out of here. Don't drag this production down. Bye. You're fine. Bye.
Have fun, guys.
We will. See ya. Amazing.
Before
He's the best. He's so great. Before he interrupted, though, you were gonna say something, Ozeki, about.
Yeah, what was I gonna? Right. So much happened in between that.
I know it did. That was quite a
I
lot.
felt like a fever dream.
That was quite a bit.
I feel like I could have. Yeah.
I think we have a
crazy.
Pornhub channel now. I
Sleazy
I can't
and
be
sluts?
sure. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, it's not a bad pun.
It's
not bad.
Sleazy and
I
gals.
need to be paid more for this.
Sleazy and Gals. There we go. Hey, that's the one. There it is. Let's. Sleazy and Gals. There we go.
Oh
No,
my
sorry.
God, fucking guy.
Joseki. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. I think what I was gonna say initially was that you could very much tell that Stoogie is a very intelligent and self-aware monkey man. he's Why are you laughing?
Because you're laughing. Because that was funny.
You're gonna make me forget what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I think Stoogie's, despite the fact that he's got his flaws, I think you can. He's definitely got the most self-awareness out of everybody. I would say, not to do my own horn or anything, but I would say Phone Girl comes a close second, in my opinion.
Sure.
But
Absolutely.
Stoogie very much is not stupid and oblivious to a whole lot, really. And I feel like it shows throughout the seasons just that. So I just wanted to add on to that because I felt like that was relevant. And
Yeah. And I'm thinking
totally,
about it.
See that.
I'm thinking about it right now, and I think the only time that the rest of the group knows something that Stoogie doesn't know right away, or isn't somewhat aware of on some level, is when we did the Star Wars episode, and it is a surprise to Stoogie that George Lucas ripped off the original Star Wars from a 100-year-old Chinese fable. I think that is the only time in written Cheesy and Pal's history where the rest of the group knows something that Stoogie doesn't already know. And he isn't just there to sarcastically comment on it, which is... It's interesting. How consistently we've managed to make him, the smartest person in the room throughout the show. which is
And yet
I think
makes
the only thing he
really
was-
stupid decisions by choice, and you
Yes.
have to wonder why.
and every time,
It's a willful dulling of the senses when it comes to a substance abuse. And I'll go ahead and add on to that as well that like another thing that Stoogie is ignorant to that everyone else is not, although it technically isn't in canon with the rest of the characters, was when we did the Slay the Princess editorial. Where he's ignorant of his feelings for Dixie, but that's only because he's so emotionally stunted for the things he went through.
Yes, and that's a that's like something within himself that he has to like figure out. Exactly. So he's never like nobody ever has the upper hand intellectually on Stoogie, which is I'm proud of us for I'm proud of myself for consistently doing that because it's very intentional. So yeah. So that is a lovely start to, and talking about characters, segues, that is a lovely start to the podcast and a great way to get us into the our first segment, which is going to be a lightning round I like to call Get in Character. So what we're going to do is I have a series of options. They are you have like two choices between two things, and I'm going to do them rapid fire, one right after the other, and it's going to be whoever answers first for their character gets a point, basically. It is going to be a basic point system, and basically you're going to have to like get into the heads of your character, and you're going to have to figure out which one out of these two options your character would select. Which one Stoogie would pick, which one Phone Girl would pick as their preference. And remember, whatever you say on this podcast is canon! So, whatever you select for this character is canon to that character. So, do we understand the game? Or do we need to do an example round first?
Let's go ahead and do an example round just to get
Yeah,
the feel of it. Just get the feel of it.
Just get the feel of it. Okay, fantastic. Let's do an example. Let's do an example lightning round. We're just gonna do 3 basic would you rathers starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Super strength or super speed?
Super strength, absolutely.
Super strength.
Okay. Chocolate or peanut butter?
Peanut butter.
Pokemon or Digimon?
Digimon.
Okay, there you go. See? Kind of get the feel for the game?
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now for the official ones. All right, and remember, we're going to be keeping score, and whoever gets the most at the end gets a special prize. Are you ready?
Ready, fucker.
Okay. You ready, Phone Girl? Awesome. Let's get in character. Doctor Who or Doctor House?
Dr. House.
Okay, that's a point for both. Spaghetti and meatballs or spaghetti westerns?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Damn, she got me.
Nice. Okay. Cracker Barrel or Cracker Jack?
Cracker Barrel.
All right, bonus for extra points. Old logo or new logo?
Old logo. It's got a cracker. It's got a barrel. It shows everything.
Okay, fantastic. All right, next up we have... sorry. Writing something down. Okay. Lightning round. Trapped in the woods with a bear or a man?
Bear.
Okay, fantastic. Video game or Videodrome?
Video game.
All right, that's a point for both of you. Let's see. Greek tragedy or Greek salad?
Greek tragedy.
Ah, heck yeah.
Damn it.
Bullet time or bullet wound?
Bullet
Bullet
time.
time.
Oh, incredible! Points for both, and that is the end of our lightning round. Get in
I don't
character.
know which way that went.
With one
Think about it.
with 1 point, with literally a 1 point differential, that goes to Phone Girl. Phone Girl was the one who got the most in character.
That is right, because you did get the spaghetti western without me saying anything, and you got the Greek tragedy without me saying anything, so that makes sense.
I thought the Crackle Barrel would have done it.
Well, I did Cracker Barrel, and then I did Crackle Barrel, and I think we both did Bullet Time. So yeah, I think you definitely had me on one. Because a lot of
That was
them
pretty
we saw at the
close.
same time. So kudos to both of us for both being in character.
Yeah, no, that was great. That was good stuff. I love it. And we have the recording, so remember, if ever there is a moment in the script of this show where I have to talk about Phone Girl or Stoogie's favorite TV show, I now know that the correct answer is...
My name is Max, and I'm a stinky poo-poo head.
So now we know for a fact that that's their favorite TV show, because everything you say and get in character is canon. Which leads us into our next segment. And because Hozeki won Get in Character, they are going to have the special privilege to help select our next segment, which is contained within the Hat of Mystery. So, within the Hat of Mystery, I have 3 cards that could contain whatever our next segment on the podcast is going to be. We have 8th grade history report, fan fact or fan fiction, and finally, fix it in post. So we have those 3 options for our next segment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these up, I'm going to mix them up inside the hat, and then I'm going to draw one from the hat. When I draw it, I will reveal what it is, at which point, because you won the Get in Character lightning round, Hozeki, you'll have exclusive right to veto the first one I pick. And if you veto it, the next one I pick is the one we go with. Alright? Do we understand how this is going to work?
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Alright, let's shake them up, mix them up in here. Not going to look in, just going to feel around. Going to pull out the first one. I think 2. And the one I've drawn, fan fact or fan fiction? Are we sticking with that, or are we drawing another one, Hozeki?
Fuck it, why don't we veto it? Why don't we veto it?
Okay, vetoing fan fact or fan fiction, mixing them up, and whichever one I get this time is the one we are going to go with, and that is 8th grade history report. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
The one I had the least idea how this was gonna go.
Yeah, same.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Flex that power, girl.
8th grade history report. This is how this segment is going to work. Basically, each of you are going to be given the opportunity to do an 8th grade history report on a random topic that you know nothing about. You are going to just have to basically go fly off the seat of your pants in regards to this is going to be a little bit of an improv exercise. But here's the catch. The topics are going to be themed around the history of the show we're doing together, Cheeze and Pals. So I'm going to pick a random event in the backstory of Cheeze and Pals, and one of you are going to have to just riff what you think the history of that event is and go in depth on it. Now, that doesn't mean that the other person is a passive participant. Oh, no. If at any point there is a detail that you do not like regarding the other's history report, you are allowed to say change. And if you say change, they have to alter that detail. Classic improv game, right? We all understand how that improv game works.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so we get the vibe, we get the idea, right? You guys are each gonna have 5 minutes to just go over as much detail as you possibly can. And we will start with the person who won the lightning round. Will get the honors of going first. So the first person to do an 8th grade history report today on our first episode of Cheeze and Pals is going to be Hozeki. And your topic for your history report is going to be... Let me pull up my 5-minute timer here. All right. Your report, got a 5-minute timer all ready to go, is going to be telling us the origins of the character we were introduced to in the Christmas musical, the religious zealot that you summoned and then possessed in order to regain access to Cheezy's home dimension. The question is, what was she doing before she was possessed by Phone Girl and brought to our reality? 5 minutes on the clock. Ahmad, at any point, you can tell Hoseki to change, and they'll have to alter the last detail they said. 3, 2, 1. The floor is yours.
So, wow.
You don't have to do it word by word.
Person that
Yes.
phone girl possesses
Yes.
probably is a woman
It was a woman, yeah.
who probably worked at Starbucks, maybe.
Okay,
And
worked
who
at Starbucks.
knows?
Oh,
Who
you gotta
knows?
change.
Maybe
You gotta change. You said change. You gotta change. It's not Starbucks. Yep.
Doesn't work at Starbucks
okay.
anymore. What does she work on? Change.
Blockbuster.
I'll keep it. Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Okay,
She watched
Blockbuster.
a lot of movies about
Uh-huh.
a lot of possessions, a lot of paranormal stuff, a lot of summonings, a lot of all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
Maybe she totally invited that and wanted something like that to happen to her because she's very much a non-believer, and totally
Ooh.
isn't like. She really doesn't believe in that kind of stuff unless it happens to her specifically. And maybe she's been trying to do it for years on end and has had no success whatsoever. But maybe she came across some kind of videotape or some kind of phone recording, maybe, that has Phone Girl's digital print on it.
Okay.
And touching it may have done something, or having a conversation with her may have actually done something to possessed and channel each other for that period, that moment, whether or not it was by force or not. And I think it was very much a
You got a great flow. Keep it going.
Surprise for each other both. Maybe Phone Girl wasn't exactly expecting that kind of thing to happen to her in that moment, and maybe she was also in the middle of doing something else before that happened. Who knows? I'd say, I think if anything, this other girl probably allowed it to happen, and Phone Girl was just kind of in the middle of it and had no choice but to be involved in it, and just had to go with it because that was the only thing that was useful in that time that benefited her.
Okay. Give us more details. Tell us more about the conversation. Give us a play-by-play of the convo that Phone Girl and this girl had. That caused this possession for sure.
What it could have been was, Phone Girl has, just like how we talked about in the concept of Cheesy picking up the phone on a demon sex line type of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was this new phone, this pink phone, she hadn't always been a pink phone. Maybe she has actually transferred herself from other old phones and rotaries in the past. And I think in doing so, that leaves part of her essence inside of what was already there. It's like a husk of what was already her.
Sure.
And she's shedding into new phones. And maybe she, has a voicemail that it always goes to a very specific voicemail. That's
yes.
What's the voicemail? You got to give us the voicemail now.
Voicemail. Yep. Go ahead. What's the voicemail?
Physically, because I cannot actually speak Eldritch, I do not think I can do
What does it translate to?
Other than...
What does it translate to outside of Eldritch speak?
That's a good question.
50 seconds.
What about the Boondocks prayer, but backwards?
Change.
Change it. Different.
Let me think about this. I have.
You don't have time.
What's left in my
35
brain.
seconds.
What's left in my brain? What else could be used? You better not say change. I'm panicking.
Give me something I like. I won't.
Okay, maybe this is a blessing. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Okay. What if it's Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" backwards in Eldritch?
In Eldritch?
How would you feel about that?
Well, you're using my prior knowledge of my one shot, so I have to accept it.
You have 5 seconds, and then what happens? Where does she go after the bus stop? Where does she go?
I want your soul. I want your soul. She takes her into the void, and then she fucking swallows her.
Okay, fantastic. Well, amazing! Hey!
Yeah.
5-minute 8th grade history report!
This segment
Can you tell
was
that I
much
don't
more
fucking
fun.
do this? Is that obvious?
Oh no, yeah. Hey, like I said.
Hey, you did great!
The moment he said improv, I was like, "Oh, you came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker."
Well,
That was hard. That was hard for my brain. I had to think real hard on that one. I was
You're
not
good.
prepared.
that was
You're good.
fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, just remember,
I would
everything...
also like to suppose
Yes.
by saying I did not say change for anything I did not like. I simply wanted to challenge you to come up with another narrative on the
Yeah.
spot, which is
I appreciate that
delicious amount of
actually a
torture
lot.
for me. There was nothing anything I'd never disliked, but I wanted to have a chance where, like, with you having a lot of maybes when it came to improv, I was waiting for certain concrete things that you gave
Yeah,
to change so that you had to come up with something else on the fly.
So, ladies and
so
gentlemen,
fair. That's fair.
you heard it here first. The strawberry shortcake zealot that we were introduced to in the musical Christmas special arrived in that dimensional forest because while working at Blockbuster, she found an old tape advertising a phone sex line that led her to an old rotary phone that had a fragment of Phone Girl's presence in it, which, when answered, led to a voicemail that was Eldritch Speak, translated to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, sung backwards. And that was enough to pull her into this new dimensional reality, have her become possessed, at which point she left, went to find the bus stop, and was consumed by Phone Girl's essence. And everything
That's kind of exactly.
and everything
She
said...
only consented to the I want your soul because she assumed it was a sex act.
Yes.
She was just going along with the hotline.
And...
Yeah, what are you gonna do with my soul?
And everything said in 8th grade history report is canon! So that's canon to Cheesy and Pals now. It's Cheesy and Pals canon.
That's very
deep
Phone
lore
Girl of
here.
it. I believe it. I would believe it.
Alright.
1000%.
And that brings us to Ahmad. Ahmad, you are going to get to improv a 5-minute 8th grade history report. And Hoseki, if at any point you don't like a detail, you could just say change, and he'll have to alter the last detail he said. And remember, whatever you say in this 8th grade history report is canon. And your topic is going to be the Netflix comedy special Stoogie did, and why it tanked his career and sent him to working at Dove Laboratories. Are you ready?
All right,
Okay.
I am ready.
Let us begin.
Now, as when it comes to Stoogie and the comedy special that he worked on, it wasn't an immediate answer. It was just like, oh, you got this special. Stoogie worked on a little small known 80s comedy sitcom where he was the titular character as the adopted character, and the title of the series was Always Monkeying Around, where he played a titular character navigating through the rules and lifestyles of a monkey going to junior high school, falling in love, sexually discovering himself, perhaps. Who knows with all the after school specials. Eventually, after a modest reception from a lukewarm live studio audience, he was approached by his agent with the opportunity to potentially go into his own aspect of comedy. As Stoogie had heard, once you land your own comedy special, that's when you get when Hollywood really opens.
Famously.
Ever the optimistic at this point, and the Hollywood hopeful that Stoogie was, he went to several different types of comedians that he was tangentially connected to via rap parties, especially the titular character who played his adoptive father, the late, great Vincent Price.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Vincent Price, very much known with collaborating with Michael Jackson's 1980s smash hit Thriller, for his amazing laugh and dialogue, always helped Stoogie on the sunny side of life. He was a confidant, he was a father figure, he was a back that Stoogie was chasing, if you will. someone who has cut his teeth in Hollywood, and Stoogie himself wanted to follow in his footsteps. That's when Vincent Price introduced him to a little person who was a little bit of a, lesser-known comic, but was quickly becoming popular. The illustrious comedian known as Dane Cook.
You realize I'm going to have to find... Oh.
The illustrious comedian known as Gabriel Iglesias.
You know what sucks? I'm gonna have to find people to play these these famous comedians if I ever do this.
Oh, absolutely. Upon having a very strong conversation with Fluffy, as he's so aptly named, Doogie got an in for the conversation, and then like, hey, Fluffy, you're Fluffy, I'm Fluffy. Well, less Fluffy and more matted. That's funny, right? And after a uncomfortable amount of silence, Gabriel Iglesias went to him and said, so who are you? And he's like, oh, me? I was hoping to, bounce some notes off you for my own comedy special. Oh, this is a bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. Why are you having this conversation with me in the bathroom? So I should wait for you outside. Leave. I'm going. And as it was at that moment that Stoogie, having picked the brain of Gabriel Iglesias, felt like he was really ready for a comedy special.
Yeah.
And he thought, hey, let's talk and let's rap about real life and let's talk about real life. So upon his comedy special, he talked about the very extensive, gratuitous, uncomfortable conversation of how he cornered Gabriel Iglesias in the bathroom and picked his brain for comedy notes. He spent a good 15 of his 45-minute set speaking about how he was with Gabriel Iglesias in the bathroom and how much he was berating him for information. And he decided, hyperbole is the aspect of comedy. Turn your personality to 11. So he decided to, Doogie's always had a bit of a potty mouth, decided to play up the drama of how much he actually was talking to Gabriel Iglesias, talking about his weight, talking about his height, talking about certain other opinions.
Yeah.
What Stoogie did not know, in this comedy club, it was one that was for all ages, kid friendly. Hey, let's have a little talking monkey talk with the kids. I'm sure the kids are gonna love it. And then he spent 15 minutes talking about Gabriel Iglesias' membership.
Yeah.
Upon that, daring, I would say bold display, as Stoogie walks off the stage, he spends one passing glance looking back at Gabriel Iglesias, and the one thing that he is forever left with is Gabriel Iglesias slowly raising up a signed restraining order and just shaking his head and walking out of the comedy club.
Fantastic. Oh. And that is a 5-minute 8th grade history report from Ahmad. Ladies and gentlemen,
and that is how you improv.
I couldn't even
I had you in the narrative, didn't I?
I couldn't even say change because I was like, okay, I'm following.
Stoogie, so, ladies and gentlemen, due to the events of 8th grade history report, we have learned that Stoogie, after doing a sitcom, a short-lived sitcom called Just Monkeying Around, where he plays the starring role of a teenage monkey in the suburbs, trying to navigate junior high, sex, love, life, homework, grades, your tail becoming prehensile. He was discovered by a man who is dead, who I'm going to have to cast somehow in the future. And this man introduced him to Mr. Iglesias, who he then met in a public restroom. And at his comedy special, spent 15 minutes talking to children about how big Iglesias' dick is. And after the restraining order, he was canceled, thus leading to him interviewing at Dove Laboratories. And that, as we say on this podcast, is canon! And that's 8th grade history report! Great job, guys! You did awesome!
Did Stoogie ever go to jail?
Probably.
Oh.
That's for a different history
For a
report.
copious amount of other reasons, not particularly that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for a
Hey,
future history
They
report.
they can't arrest what they can't catch. And that's Stoogie's motto.
Exactly. Well, guys, we are over an hour into this podcast. Does it feel like it? Does it feel like hasn't the time just blown right by? Hasn't it just been?
Yes.
It definitely has.
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately, we have one more segment today. And what is that? What is that? What's that sound? Oh, that's a phone ringing.
It's Britney, bitch.
Wait a minute. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go get that. You guys are hearing that, right? You guys are hearing that ringing sound, aren't you? You guys are hearing. I think it's coming from this. I think it must be coming from. What it must be coming from this little object here. Let's see. What is it? A what? Oh my goodness, guys! It's our audience, and they've brought us questions. It's time for a Q&A. We're gonna do a Q&A on the podcast. Isn't that great?
Questions.
No,
No, we won't show feet.
no.
Yeah, that's a
Now, unfortunately,
That's for the $50 tier.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, our audience is very small, and I did not have enough time to reach out to people to actually get questions from our actual audience for this podcast. Fortunately, we have a resource that we can utilize. Instead of getting questions from our audience, we'll get our questions from a much larger audience. I went to Ask Reddit, and I sorted by new, and I found
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions that we're gonna go down from Ask Reddit.
Amazing.
And hopefully those people who ask those questions will come to our Patreon and pay $5 to have their questions answered by the geniuses at Cheesy and Pals Simulated Enjoyment Inc., which is technically our company name, but we only have one show, and so I haven't invested in diversification
You
yet.
could run Hoseki, but the Redditors are here for you.
The Redditors are here for you, Hoseki. So for you to answer questions.
Look, you're the streamer. It was only a matter of time before they arrived for you. Let's be honest.
So let's get into these questions. You guys ready for the first one?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Going.
This is the first question on our Q&A. This is one to just sort of ease us into the whole thing. It's a pretty straightforward question. What would be the worst theme song to play every time you entered a room? And
Good or
explain
bad?
why. The worst. So terrible.
The worst. Okay.
Yeah. There's so many awful ones.
For me or for
you,
girls?
for you, yeah, entering a room. If you
Okay,
entered a
also
room,
Zogames.
yeah. I guess it could also be for your characters too. I don't think that was Ask Reddit's intention. Well, sure, for your characters, yeah.
If Hoseki will allow me to go first, I would probably have to say All Gold Everything by Trinidad James, because my mother's heritage comes from Trinidad, and I hate that man is one of our first examples of Trinidad in music.
Sick.
And we have soca and calypso music, and then all it's gold all on my watch. Don't believe me, just watch. N-word 5 times.
Yeah.
That would be the absolute worst song for me to enter in, because I would literally be like, did you pick that just because you know my mother's from Trinidad?
Yeah.
That would probably be the worst song for me.
What about you,
God.
Hoseki?
Anything with Sleep Token in it, get me out of here.
Fantastic.
Talking about appropriate names, Snore.
Yeah, nice.
Sleepy Token.
More like gonna take a nap. Give me a nap token so I can pay for a nap at the
token,
nap
yeah.
vending machine. Am I right, guys?
Sorry, no
I would
hate
say
to
it was
anybody who likes Sleep Token. Truthfully,
Yeah.
I just think that they're a safe space metal band, in my opinion, for
Yeah.
They're
toddlers.
the liberal
He doesn't
arts
hate you,
college
I
of
do.
metal bands.
Hoseki doesn't hate you. I do. I hate you all.
I hate vicariously through Ahmad
There you
and
go.
Sugi.
Okay, so that question
Come for
wasn't.
me, Redditors. I don't give a fuck. I've been a part of Reddit for the last 8 years. I'm ready for you. I'm one of you. Come for me.
You can't do anything to him. He's untouchable. Which is ironic because no, that's Unbreak. Never mind. I'm not going to do that joke because I didn't even do it right. Next question. This one's a little bit more in depth. What do you hate about your oven? This is an interesting one.
What do I hate about my oven?
Yeah.
Hoseki, would you like to go first?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not a toaster oven.
That's a good thing to hate about it.
Very
Toaster
underrated.
ovens are just superior to ovens. You're right.
Very underrated.
Damn. I mean, she's just right. Like,
I would have to say for mine, my oven. The reason I hate my oven is that it is not my air fryer. It is not much more conveniently used. It is much harder to navigate the aspects of it because it's older, and it's not something that is readily, evenly able to cook things. I've used the self-clean function on my oven, and it's done absolutely nothing to any of the like pan and baking sheets. It does nothing. So I'm just like, you here. If it wasn't for the fact that I like to make baked Alaskan salmon occasionally, like, it'd be no reason I would use you.
oh yeah, self-clean is
I use it for my salmon and to reheat my pizza, and that's it.
Self-clean is a Republican myth for sure. It's a psyop, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. No, honestly, when I was thinking, listen, I have so many great appliances that I use in my house. I have a microwave that looks like a retro, like 70s era microwave. It's just bigger.
Oh, sick.
I have or smaller, sorry. I have like a classic, like pop-up toaster, and I have a toaster oven that my aunt gave me, actually, that is she's used for many years, and it still works perfectly well. It's got a grill function on top. It's super nice. I have been in this apartment for 3 months, and I haven't used my oven once. Not a single time.
Yeah, I feel that. Me personally, I have my air fryer. I have my Instapot, which is like, basically my speed crock pot. And then I have like the stovetop, which is where I make a lot of like grilled or pan seared stuff. I rarely use my oven because I'm not a baker.
Mm-hmm.
Outside
absolutely.
of like Alaskan salmon, because I think personally for me, baked salmon is my favorite way to have salmon. So
oh yeah,
that's
Me
the way I prefer to have it.
you guys make me hungry. Yes. So I think we're in consensus here. The thing that we hate most about our ovens is that they're not other appliances.
100%.
Yeah.
And so basically, Reddit, we are proud oven racists, and we're not afraid to say so.
Wow.
100%.
100%. Next question. This is a question. I'm just gonna read it the way it's written, and I'm not gonna elaborate.
With grammar mistakes and misspellings. Got it. Yeah, that's right. You heard me, Reddit.
What is your favorite year of your age? Space question mark. That went by a little fast. I'll say it again. What is your favorite year
Yes.
of your age? Space question mark.
Yes. Only do favorite. Yes, of course. This is clearly a French Redditor.
Yeah.
Assuming it means what was my
was gonna say
favorite
the
year
same
of. Yeah, right. I'm assuming this is asking what was my favorite year in my life. I'm assuming that's what it is. I'm probably giving it more credit than they actually have. I would say.
Oh wait, hang on. Hold on. We're getting a call. What's that?
There we go.
I'm on the phone with the Redditor right now. They're speaking French,
what's
so
up,
I'm only
LP?
able to understand every other word. What? I'm sorry. Sacre Blue who? What? Who did you blow? I don't... Oh! Okay. Got it. Sorry. They said they were having a stroke when they wrote that question. So your interpretation is fine.
Yeah. If we ever go international, we're never getting French sponsors. But they hate Americans anyway, so it's whatever. I would probably say, and this is going to sound very cliche.
Sure.
But my favorite year is my next year of my age because I haven't reached it yet, and I don't know how I'm going to exceed what I currently have right now. So I think my favorite year of my age is the one I haven't hit yet because that means I'm another year wiser, another year older, and I've spent another year with the tremendous friends I had.
That's why he placed the smart one. What can I say? It's right there. Hoseki, your answer is probably gonna be fine, I guess. But I mean, it's not gonna be that.
guess.
So
I mean,
you know.
it's not gonna be that. I don't know, man. I think 25 is a good age. I feel like that's when everything, for me, kind of just set in place in the way that I needed. A lot of mental clarity hit.
25 was a big one.
25 was 2015 for me. Ugh,
Yeah.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, 25 was a decade ago.
Yeah. I wasn't even talking about that. I was just talking about 2015. That sucked. 2015 was awful.
Oh yeah, dude.
What a shit year. The next year we got some of the worst video games in history. Like 2015 was a bad omen.
I want to hear Hoseki finish out. What was about your 20?
Yeah, what was it about
that was so
25?
great for you?
Yeah.
Truly, like I said, it just felt like I shifted a weird mental, like I felt like a mental clarity and like a mental shift that I feel like maybe women tend to get when they hit around 25. In general, where things just start to make sense.
Menopause.
And you become
Yeah,
extremely. What the fuck are you on? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Who do you think you are? You are a man.
It had to happen at one point. I was so good.
Monologue? Did you just assume her monologue?
I'm so deeply offended.
I was so good for an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't say anything sexist at all.
That is actually inaccurate for you, I will say.
That was... Oh, we got so far. Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're
Bring
fine.
it on home, Hoseki.
I can't explain it. I feel like things start to make more sense, and you begin to understand a lot of things and a lot about yourself too. You become a lot more comfortable in who you are, and who you tend to be. But I've come from a lot of things in my life, and this is the most stable and time in my life where things really just make sense for me, and I don't question it really. I just do. And especially like my actions now are a lot more confident than they used to be. Also, 25 is just a good in-between age, and if I could stay this age forever, truly, I fucking God, dude, yeah, sign me up. Like,
yeah,
I would never want to go past this.
Hoseki blowing past the quarter-life crisis immediately right now. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, hell, most people think I'm in my mid-20s still now, despite my age. So, hey.
Dude,
hey,
it's the genes.
Hoseki, I didn't think we could top what's your favorite year, the next one, but you did it. Congratulations. Good stuff.
100%.
Great work.
Yep.
All right.
But
we have
unfortunately, she's a woman, so the Redditors will disregard her.
Yeah.
True.
That literally all the comments on this video are going to be Redditors just saying menopause over and over again. It's just like going to be a whole wall of just that.
Oh my God. Yes.
Sounds like a low-value female, if you ask me. Sounds like a low-value female that was nearing the end of her efficacy, if you will.
Yeah.
If I don't get at least a little bit of white boy tears, I will be, in fact, real sad about it. If you're not crying and shitting and pissing yourself while you're typing menopause in all caps and spaces, like, get out of here, dude.
Little known fact, the favorite treat of all people of color is white tears. So
yes, I bottle mine for a mod whenever I watch Field of Dreams.
He's contractually obligated for me, actually.
I send him a bottle.
Are we just like a different type of white kids, Except
no, we're legally distinct from everything that's come before. We're not like anything else. Stop. No, listen. Hey.
I grew up.
look,
stop.
Let's be real.
We gotta cut all this.
I'm from the South, so we don't want to know about the white kids I know. All right.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Let's segue smoothly and not at all abruptly into our next question. Now, this one I added not because I hope either of you can answer it. Rather, just the way this question is structured is funny, and it's a 2-for-1.
Before you say that question, can I just say, for the next one, the next episode, I want us to have a segment of Am I the Asshole, just so that me and Hoseki can just like unload on
terrible people. I can absolutely
at least one long form Am I the Asshole.
I mean,
just so
I can add that. I can add that to the Hat of Mystery next time. The Hat of Mystery is going to have different segments every time. So, yeah. And by the way, 8th grade history report is leaving because we did it already, and so now it's going to be the other two.
Segment. Awesome.
Yeah, and then we're going to do another one, and it's going to be a new one. It's going to get added to the hat that you guys are going to get to sort through.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I thought about this. I put thought into this podcast. Speaking of people who aren't,
bitch, you think?
right? But speaking of people,
I will never be upset for anything that inserts thoughts.
Yeah. Speaking of people that don't think, here's the next question from Ask Reddit. It says, "What shroom dose for a first timer?" Now this is a 2-for-1. That's the first question. The second question is parentheses penis envy, and that's the question.
What?
What shroom dose for a first timer? Parentheses penis envy? That's the question.
Is shroom dose a euphemism for dicking a girl down? Like, I don't know. Or a man. Let's be honest. Let's be inclusive.
I don't know. I think he's talking about shrooms, and right as he started to write his Ask Reddit, they kicked in. And that must have been what happened. Because where does he get penis envy from? I don't understand.
I don't know. Well, I know scientifically there are some like mushrooms that help with virility. Like I think the lion's mane is one of the main touts that is for that. That's not a psychedelic. The lion's mane is not a psychedelic. But I don't know if he's asking how much lion's mane shroom dose to help with his flaccid fallacy.
Yeah. That must be what it is.
That is too. I don't know if he's asking how much is too much. Which I'm sorry.
How
I
many?
can understand why you're mad. Or if he's looking to microdose to improve the, shall we say? Let's assume, first of all, I'm saying this assuming he's of age. How much of the shroom, the psychedelic aspect, is too much to improve the sexual experience without having him trip too hard that he can't enjoy it? I'm assuming that's the latter of what he's asking.
So let's just assume his question is, hey, how many shrooms do I need to take to get hard dick, also enjoy it? Let's pretend that's the question.
1.5.
1.5. 1.5 of what? Mil?
1.5 mil of the shrooms, yeah.
That Hoseki is a licensed herbologist and has a doctorate.
Shroombologist, actually.
It's not a thing.
I actually think the official term is myconologist.
That's a thing.
Shroomologist.
Shroom. Okay.
Those that can't read.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yes.
Anything to add, Ahmad?
She is an avid mushroom cap studier. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah.
Got him.
I don't begin to understand and ask. Because firstly, I'm just gonna be honest. Psychedelics are something I have wanted to try, but
same.
I am a professional. I am literally an expert level martial artist, and I have had some. Shall we say, dark corners of my mind I want to go. So I've been trepidatious to try psychedelics or mushrooms in general, because I don't know where it goes. That I would have to be with someone I would really trust. So I would just say, if you're looking for ways and additives to enhance the experience, just go for weed, bro. It increases your epidermal sensitivity, and it's just a way easier time. I feel like if there's anything that you're having to go on the internet to ask questions about how much is too much, I feel like you should just go for the safe bets.
That, or just do fucking research on it. It's not hard to ask Google what is the safe amount.
I would be very careful asking. I I would be very careful asking Google
about where's the penis envy come into this place, and I feel like we would have to listen to the body of the post
Yeah.
to understand further.
No, I'm
gonna be blissfully ignorant of what word salad you've dropped below here. And I'm gonna try and give you grace and the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just gonna say, hey man, when you have the right partner, there's no additives, but there are ways to enhance the experience.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really I wish I had an audience going "aw" sound effect, but I almost added one, but I didn't. But I should have. It would have been perfect for this.
See, I might have a soundboard for this. Give me a second.
Well, while he's searching his soundboard, I'm gonna sound off with the final question of our Ask Reddit here. We're at the last question, guys. It's the last one. Yes, perfect. Actually, wait a minute. Play that again because I had your soundboard muted.
Okay.
Incredible. Thank you.
That's not the one I was looking for. Don't worry, continue. I will find it.
We have one final question from Ask Reddit, and as you can see, I've structured these questions in a way where they get progressively less comprehensible the further down we get. And so we have reached the epitome of stupid, the peak of improper grammar, the Duke of dumbass, as it were. We have reached the bottom of the barrel, of the Cracker Barrel. Mm-hmm. Old logo. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I needed one. I've been giving them out all day. Here's the final question of our podcast today. And I'm gonna do a dramatic reading of this. Homina. Okay. When Iceberg was near what could have done differently to save Titanic, boat, from collision.
Cinema. I don't know what else. I'm gonna need you to back that up, Chief. Enhance. And bring that back for me.
Okay, hang on. Enhancing.
When Iceberg was near what could have done differently to save Titanic, boat, from collision.
Okay.
So is the iceberg at fault or the Titanic?
Basically, I think I speak Redditese, and I'm thinking they're asking what could have been done differently with the adjacency of the iceberg to potentially save it.
Yes. In your expert opinions, I think that's what the question is getting at. And I love that they specified boat. So we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the real boat, and that's good to know. Because nothing could have saved the Titanic movie from its disaster. Nothing could have rescued it. Right. It was doomed from the start. But maybe the boat could have done differently. So honestly, something could have saved the Titanic movie. The answer to the question we're about to answer, because if the Titanic never crashed, the movie was never made, and thus it was never a disaster.
Right. True. I think I'm gonna
big thoughts.
There we go. Fixing the ilks of Hollywood. Yes, Max.
Me when I'm thinking.
Yep. We have to go deeper. No. I feel like Hoseki's still on the moment, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and you've got something.
I mean, I have the answer, but it's probably not the answer you want.
What's the answer? What could they have done?
They're Redditors. They're asking questions to the internet. They rarely get the answer they actually want, so go for it.
Just fucking turn the wheel and pay attention to the fucking boat, you piece of shit. Why would you let it crash? Your whole fucking job it didn't even last a whole fucking year. People went on this fucking boat to have a fucking experience of their lifetime, and instead they got the experience where it was like having hypothermia in the fucking waters, when this really could have just been dealt with if you just paid the fuck attention. What were you doing? Were you just fucking some whore in there? What, you were getting the sloppiest toppy of your life? In French? I'm sorry.
Oh wait, hang on. Hold on one second. Sorry. The French guy resents your comment, your previous comment. He was fine with us making fun of Favreau, but he wants to make sure there's people. It's known they weren't on the Titanic. There were no French
But I
people.
thought that was canon.
Everything in this podcast is canon.
There we go.
There it is.
Anyway, just
atheist.
fucking pay attention to the boat. You have a license, for fuck's sakes. Learn
Yeah.
how to fucking drive it.
Learn how to drive the boat.
Properly.
I agree. I agree.
Don't blame it on the
100%.
iceberg. The iceberg
Yeah.
has nothing to do with it.
Icebergs don't even move, dude. You have a boat. You're moving. Just fucking get out of the way, dude.
You were in its way. Just apologize to it. And the people on
Just apologize. Just say
You know
oopsie
what
doodles
the
and
iceberg
keep
agency
going.
in this whole scenario? Did it
Yeah.
consent to be rammed into? I'm just saying.
Exactly. Well,
But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say one thing here. Hey,
yes.
hey, shipyards, back in the day, I know one of the main ways that you guys kept warm at night was to take copious amounts of alcohol, specifically whiskey and or absinthe, to keep yourselves warm tonight. Thing is, you're actually not keeping yourself warm. You're lowering your body temperature, and your body's responses to raise this temperature. Most of you guys, and really in that time in general, everyone was on some kind of eradicate the lifestyles of the life in the world at that point.
It was a different
Perhaps
time.
maybe it was a different time.
It was a
Perhaps
different
maybe at that point.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe at that point, maybe just ride sober, or maybe the entire aspect of not billing your giant metal ship as the unsinkable probably would have not made it such a tragedy. Like
Yeah.
the Hindenburg being the perfect dirigible. If you guys had not framed everything as something that was infallible, perhaps maybe the aspect of the failure of your hubris, much like a certain submarine going underneath the water, topical.
Hey!
If you didn't build such things as could not fail, the failure would not be seen as such a tragedy. That's how
Exactly.
you
Yeah,
could fix that.
fucking make it iceberg proofable.
Be humble and learn to drive, I think, is the lesson we've learned today. Don't drink and drive. Be a little humble. Apologize to icebergs when you crash into them, because they're people too. Speaking of unmitigated...
Always ask for consent against anything you rub up against, especially if it opens you up.
Especially if it opens you up. And speaking of unmitigated disasters, that was our first episode of the Cheeze Tea Podcast. Way to go, guys.
Let's go.
That was
go.
truly
Iconic.
a podcast. Before we finish off...
Podcast of all time.
Yes, before we finish off today, is there anything you want to plug or promote or anything right at the end here before we sign off? Any parting words for our audience?
If you guys want to find more of me, you can definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Should be Hoseki-chan on everything. I pretty much go by Hoseki on most of my social platforms. Pretty sure you could find me there. If you guys want to see all the other stuff I do, just go ahead, take a look at everything and let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next life.
Yeah.
Hey.
I personally like to keep my digital footprint relatively low, so good luck finding me, fuckers. But overall, if you're looking to laugh or looking for certain segments, I'm going to start posting more on TikTok. You can just search First Try Kage of the Hidden Beef Village. That's going to be the monochrome we're going on from there. Otherwise, I suppose be on the lookout for more episodes of Cheesy and Pals and my future projects that are in the works that, unfortunately, I would love to expound about, but NDAs are a bit.
Well, that was Ahmad, aka Stoogie,
What's up, fucker?
and Hoseki, aka Phone Girl, joining me today on the Cheeze Tea Podcast. And remember, if your tea is a little stinky, it's probably time to spill it. Good night, everyone. This is where the music is playing. Is this gonna be like a sitcom ending music is playing as I'm waving goodbye, and we're
You're
just
the
slowly
editor, so
panning
yeah.
out. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like some credits or so, like a credit roll bit that's going on.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's a really
Yeah,
long
alright.
bit.
Yeah.